spoken over years, and we also spoke about accreditation and K to 12. The invitation to come here to share to you some of our experiences as accredited school came actually several weeks ago, and the schedule is supposed to be sometime later. That was supposed to be 30. I was very happy because a few days ago, I think last week, I met Sir Dennis and Sister Edna and Father Arnel. And they told me that there is a change. I was very happy because I did not know what to do with the request of Notre Dame of Kinabawan College, who would like me to guide them in preparing their institutional strategic plan. So they were forcing me to get some changes in my schedule, but it came very naturally, and I'm very happy that we are meeting today. Also, I hope that our brief encounter today will bring some important learnings. Whether you are here next year, the next couple of years, it will not make difference. Because as I told you, the first time I came here, I was the only private school representative in the preparation of a tool for accrediting both public and private. That was 2 years ago. And whether you're going to be in the private or public school, because of the many innovations and reforms that are being proposed by the government now, everybody will undergo accreditation. In my class, graduate school, I have about 12 in my class, and only 3 are coming from the private schools. The rest are coming from the public schools. Why? Because they are going to prepare also themselves in the context of employing all innovations that are now being proposed by the national leadership. And I guess all of you should be ready, because starting next year, we are going to really implement K to 12. Is there somebody here who can tell us what is K to 12? K to 12 is a reform, educational reform. And starting next year, there is nobody who will be accepted in grade 1 without kindergarten. And next year, our first year will experience the innovations with a new curriculum, which will require a lot of changes in terms of our curricular approach. And those who will be first year next year, are they the K to 12 students already? No, they are not yet the K to 12 students. The K to 12 is going to be the grade 1 next year. They will only be K to 12 if they reach first year. The grade 1 next year. And what will happen to the first year next year? They are the new first year. And they are going to be the new second year, new third year, new fourth year. And when they reach new fourth year, they will now become grade 11. Because the grade 1 next year will by then become what? Become grade 7. So in the curriculum next year, in all the preparations of reports, there will be 2 flow curricula. The 2002 curriculum and the newly reinvented curriculum. Okay, there will be a lot of changes, but again, it's the same. Whether private or public, there will be work to do. And that's why I'm happy that all of you will be participating in this particular activity, because if you will be in the public school later on, or you decide to be here, then you will have at least a very, very nice background on how to go about in terms of accreditation. It's always nice when you go to a group and they tell you about something or ask you something, you have to offer, you have something to share, it will make your presence remarkable. Okay? So there are many things that we would like to look into. And before we go to that, I would like us to look into one particular material. Okay? This is the inspiring story, the obstacle in our path. Could you remember if you have gone through surfing the same material? Nakita nyo na ito? Okay, very good. So let's try to look at it. The author is unknown. Okay? In ancient times, a king had a boulder placed on a roadway. Then he hid himself and watched to see if anyone would remove the huge rock. Some of the king's wealthiest merchants and courtiers came by and simply walked around it. Okay? Do you see some resemblance in the actual community that you live? Diba? You place a boulder there, or kung may butas ganun, what do? Instead of giving the remedy, they make iwas. Okay? Alright. Many loudly blame the king. The blame system. For not keeping the roads clear. But none did anything about getting the big stone out of the way. Diba? Pag may problema, there is a corresponding solution. But people will not do that. Like the Filipinos now, when Pinoy became the president, everybody applauded. Everybody said, this is the Messiah. Diba? After only few months, they started complaining. Natural tendency of people. They will always look for things to comment and blame. Okay? Then a peasant, a lowly community member. Then a peasant came along carrying a load of vegetables. We are sure if he's a peasant, then utusan siya ng marami, no? He's only tilling a land not even his own. Okay? On approaching the boulder, the peasant laid down his burden and tried to move the stone to the side of the road. Now, how many of us would brave to look into something like this? There's something that disturbs you. Many ran around it. Many walked around it, but none of them put effort to remove the difficulty. And here we have a peasant who saw the difficulty could be resolved by having some action. After much pushing and straining, he finally succeeded. As the peasant picked up his load of vegetables, he noticed a purse lying in the road where the boulder had been. Okay? The purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king indicating that the gold was for the person who removed the boulder from the roadway. Okay? Lesson from the inspiring story. The peasant learned what many others never understand. That every obstacle presents an opportunity to improve one's condition. So you don't look at the obstacle, but you look for the reason why the obstacle is there. Challenges come in various forms, and rewards come in various forms. That is exactly what we are taught today. If there's a difficulty, then there might be a corresponding reason for it. It either polishes you to become a better decision maker or become a better contributor in the community that you are living with. If you are working in a Catholic school like this, what would be that part of the Bible that will speak of the same experience of this peasant? Have you gone through Ecclesiastes? Have you gone through Ecclesiastes? What does Ecclesiastes say? There is season for everything. a time to sow, a time to reap. There's time for everything. And what we hear from this man is that things have its reason for being. And if that is how we look at things, then that's the only way by which we can move on with the struggle to continue growing. If the obstacle is there and you let the obstacle stay there, you will forever suffer. But if you remove the obstacle, you will gain something that will benefit you. Happiness then starts with the individual. It is not what you see outside that counts. It is what you find inside that really contributes to the lives of people. But again, to love people, you have to love yourself. Before you can make other people grow, you can start growing yourself. Okay, what does it say? Right now, it doesn't feel good, no matter what the obstacle is. Keep in mind, everyone who reaches success, however they define it, has traveled the same road you are currently on. Which means that everybody passed through the same difficulties. How many in the world today are sitting just the way you are seated, ma'am? Marami, di ba? How many are seated with the hands in the world today? Marami. Why? These are basal experiences. How many in the world today are believers like you? How many in the world today are doubters like the others? Marami. Because experiences will always be there. It's up to you to look at it. Why? If there's something that you will resolve, what do philosophers say? You are an attitude away to the answer of all your problems. Attitude is what? The way you think, the way you feel, the way you do. If you want to change the course of your life, then you have to have the attitude. You have to rethink, you have to feel, refeel, and you have to redo. It's only when you decide to change attitude can you change your lives. Tama? Tama? Yes, of course. Tama yun. Okay? While that thought does not necessarily matter, your situation is the one that needs to be addressed. It also means that there needs to be something that will make the difference for you. Something that will move you down the road. Okay? Alright. So I hope that this will inspire us. If there are problems, good. Why? Then you can ask questions. Because a community that does not ask questions proves that in that community, nobody is thinking. Okay? So it's always nice to have questions. Okay? But again, leadership would dictate that if there are questions, we must believe that there are corresponding answers to it. You have prayed so hard in your life. You want to have a pleasant life. You want to have a happy life. But sometimes you don't see that. You have prayed so hard, and yet you don't see the answer to what you pray for. What do you think is the reason? Because to see what you have prayed for, you have to be equipped with enough faith. Sometimes, truth cannot be seen because you lack faith or somebody lacks faith. So I hope that you have faith in yourself that you can do something, faith in others that they can help you improve your lives, and faith in the world that the world is still a beautiful place to live in. Agree, ma'am? Very good. Okay. So, pareho tayo. Ganun din ang gusto ko. Okay? We will end this one by looking at this. Could you all read together? If you aren't moving, you're stuck. If your obstacles are stopping you, you are stuck. See? If you don't do something, then you will be forever be in the same condition. If you want something more, then the only way to have more is to change. Because if you keep doing